Okay, Coach, thanks. CA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to Southern California and the newly named Dignity Health Sports Park in Carson. Tonight, we've got a great Sunday night matchup between the Minnesota Vikings and the Los Angeles Chargers. It's the final 3 weeks of the season, still plenty to play for here as we're underway in Week 15. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line.
For the heart! Blue
Here's Dalvin Cook, third year back from Florida State. Cook with a first down and much more. That good for 22 and a first down. Another fine carry from the NFL's rushing leader, and quarterbacks typically dominating the MVP balloting, but I think you got to give this guy serious consideration, don't you?
I agree totally. I mean, he's leading the league in rushing, and let's face it, partner, the running back renaissance in the NFL, it's real, and it's really helping teams along the way. He's a prime example. Got to give him strong consideration for MVP talk.
A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. Now Cook. And he'll fight his way forward to about the 48-yard line. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
49's the mic. 49's the mic.
On 2nd and 9, Cousins. He'll rifle this. And this is caught at the 20. Over 30 yards there. And first downs on 3 consecutive plays now.
Well, things are looking pretty darn good on this first drive, aren't they? Came right out, set the tone, this time with a big pass play.
And if the peek behind the curtain that they gave us for their game plan, I don't think that's going to be the last one we see.
I think you're exactly right about that.
And he's only going to get a yard from the 20 to the 19. Denzel Perryman there to bring him down. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
Good route here. Don't let him breathe. Play that tight deep. Don't let him breathe, defense.
Throwing, Cousins. And this is Cook with the grab. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. That 2nd down play nets a -4. Really good defensive effort. They were all over that little swing pass out to the right side before lost yardage.
Terrific read, better execution, and done with a lot of enthusiasm, wasn't it?
Absolutely.
They saw it all the way, ran to the football, and caused a nice play for lost yardage.
Well, that last completion certainly not what they were hoping for, as now they'll try to convert on 3rd.
Hey, let's get there. Check 52. Hey, bring up 48.
Cousins gives way to Cook. Oh, leaves him behind on the spin. Open space inside the 10. And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. Dalvin Cook with touchdown number 20 on the year. And they are able to strike first here on their opening drive. And they got the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Fairly short kick, taking it to 14 here. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30.
Let's go.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
I'm coming. Oh, yeah, I'm coming. Under 10, under 10, 10. Under crunch, under crunch, under crunch. Kill, kill, kill.
Melvin Gordon, the two-time Pro Bowler. And now time is called as we've got an injured Charger down there on the field. We'll step aside and come back to Carson after this. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Now a carry by the third-year man. This is Austin Eckler. Now 3rd down is looming. A pickup of 2 on 1st down and just 1 yard there.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. And what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
An extra defender in the secondary for the Vikings here on 3rd down.
Pick the edge. Go. You go tight. You got tight.
From the gun, Rivers. And he's caught on the sideline, but he's not going to have a 1st down. They say he was out of bounds, so a big call there that brings up 4th. 4th down, and on is Ty Long to punt. He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. And did he put that on a dime? He did. Wow. Out of bounds at the 1-yard line.
That is how you flip field position. That's an absolute bomb of a punt. Downs it inside the 5-yard line. Absolutely ideal.
From that position, you're hoping to get it down inside the 15, inside the 5. Superb. Here's Cook as they begin on the ground. And he's going to be taken down shy of the 5-yard line. A gain of 3, 2nd down.
And give him a lot of credit there, but even more credit to the guys up front. In that situation, you know it's going to be a stacked defensive front. And to be able to gain that much yardage, that's a big win for the guys on offense.
Yeah, they were just about standing on their own goal line, so to get a few yards there, a great start. Now we'll see what 2nd down brings. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Thomas Davis. And he'll have a short field to work with inside the 15 at the 13-yard line.
The Chargers take over 1st and 10. Stay there. Set 180. Let's go, defense. Hey, man up, D. Man up, D.
Running on 1st down, Eckler. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Partner, I remember a coaching friend of mine used to tell his running backs before games, make sure you run and jog with your offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking when those big behemoths start to create space for you up front. He did a pretty good job of just following those guys through there for a nice explosive run.
And he will get in across the chalk for a Chargers touchdown. Derek Watt, his 4th touchdown on the year, as his guys are on the board here in this 1st quarter. Extra point by Badgley, up and good. And we are tied at 7. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. A tale of 2 extremes already in this game. A touchdown pass on their opening drive, followed by an interception last time out.
Now, it sounds like things balance out, right? What's that mythological thing that we do? If you have a candy bar, have a diet soda with it, it balances it out. And we know that's not really true, right? Because the interception, that sting lingers a little bit longer. Got to come out now and put together some nice plays.
They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31. Cousins. And the pressure too much that time as Cousins goes down. Uchenna Nwosu in there to get him, and on the season now that is 9 sacks for him. So now after the sack, Cousins and the Vikings come up here 3rd and long. Third down, Dalvin Cook. And he's going to be brought down short of the first at about the 31-yard line. 9 yards on the carry, but it's going to lead to a 4th down. Well, they're making an effort to get the ground game going tonight. So far, it's working.
I like what we're seeing from the offensive line. They seem to have the leverage going, and they're controlling things and reestablishing the line of scrimmage, moving that defensive front backwards. But also like what the runner's giving us, too. It appears that he's been waiting all day long to get out here and take off.
The Charger drive about to get going. The last possession, these guys were able to tie the game with a touchdown, and now they'll have a chance to move out in front.
Yeah, let's give a big assist to the defense who got the ball back. The special teams went out there, handled things. They've got it. They've got momentum. I know they're eager to get out there and put it on display.
They're going to have to do something with him. He was so sensational last week, over 200 yards. Well, AFC Offensive Player of the Week, what do? You hold him?
That's a good start as long as you can get away with it. Otherwise, just giving up penalties and free plays for the offense. But I think you've got to do a combination of things. Chip it his timing at the line of scrimmage, have extra people in the territory for him. You've got to do everything and change it up from snap to snap.
Black 390, Black 15. Go. Hey, 79.
To throw again on 2nd down. Rivers. Pressure from his right, and he goes down hard, flat on his back. Danielle Hunter, it's his 20th sack of the season as he continues what could be a record-setting campaign. So it's 3rd and long for the Chargers, and Rivers after the sack.
Big series right here. We got to step it up. Left to right.
Working out of the gun, Rivers. And he's got a man open. That's Allen. And they do finally get him, but he takes it to the 25. Rivers to Allen on the hook up there. 44 yards from Viking territory now. They'll come up 1st and 10 at the 25-yard line.
Hey, Delta! Check. Crunch.
From the shotgun, it's Rivers.
Watch out.
Flushed out right. And nowhere to fit that football in. It's knocked away and incomplete. Xavier Rhodes, the cornerback, there in coverage. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25.
79.
On 2nd down, Eckler. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. They'll wind up losing 3. And now it's 3rd down.
Get out of here, man.
And on 3rd down, a nickel formation here defensively.
Let's go. Hey, watch that. Hey, wahoo. Mike 54. Watch the screen.
From the gun, Rivers letting one go deep for the end zone. And it's knocked away and incomplete. Trey Waynes, the Michigan State man, right there in coverage.
Certainly looked like they were getting ready to convert there on 3rd down, but what an effort to get his hand on that one, knock it away, and brings up a 4th down decision.
The Chargers, a team that's really been plagued by poor field goal kicking the last decade or so, but I think they feel they've solved their problems with Badgley.
I would say so. He went 15 for 16 in 10 games last season, undrafted out of Miami. And remember, he had 5 field goals in the playoffs against the Baltimore Ravens.
And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
They've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you've called before, realize it hasn't worked
so
so well.
Go to something else.
And maybe you try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
Here we go, D. Here I come again. Here I come again. Here I come again.
To throw is Cousins. And the Chargers rush is going to get there. Down he goes. The old Cal Bear, Brandon Mebane, gets the sack.
Well, the beauty of screen passes is they take a little time to develop, and they can often hit big, but sometimes they take too long to develop, and sometimes you get sacked.
Yeah, what's perfectly called for a defense to attack a screen?
Typically a blitz, and even though people think that the screen operates against the blitz, if you have the blitz called and you still cover the screen, that allows your blitzers to get there.
On 3rd down, it's Cook, and he'll take this up only to about his 18-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup there. It's 4th down.
Well, they got off the field on 3rd down. An excellent job, an excellent defensive series. We always talk about adjustments, and usually only at halftime. But the best teams adjust series to series. And on that series, they adjusted so well that they got the job done in fine style.
And it'll be Charger football here as they take over. The Charger drive about to get going. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had the field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, hey, let's get 3, right?
Not one that I've ever met.
Hey, Brown 80. Watch 85. Here we go, here we go. Kill.
2 minutes remaining in the first half. 10-7, our score.
Let's go.
Coming up at the half, a reminder, we go back to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman. He'll have a look back at our first half, as well as a look ahead to what's coming up later this weekend. Rivers on 1st down. He'll get this to Eckler. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on 1st down. And at his size, he's a smaller back. He can get him the football. He can kind of get lost, make someone try to force it to Allen, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the former first-rounder Trey Waynes. 30, 10, and he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. How about that for a little jolt right before intermission?
You talk about taking momentum into the half with you, and so many teams have an emphasis on trying to score in the last 2 minutes of a half to carry that with them. It's not often talked about scoring on defense, though. That's extra mo.
And now they may take the lead into the locker room as well. Extra point up and good by Bailey. And the lead is now 14-10. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Charger drive about to get going. And now with still more than a minute to go in what's been a tight game, you figure we'll try to see them move the ball downfield.
And remember, they get the kickoff to start the second half, so this is a golden opportunity for them to go down there and put up a couple of 6s back-to-back. What a momentum swing that would be.
Yeah, you might be able to get a 2-for-1 without ever even giving up the football.
The 24-yard line.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11.
Hey, Echo. Hey, ready.
Operating from the gun. Rivers. Got his man. It's Williams. And he's brought down after a very nice game. The Chargers going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. Rivers now from the 50. Incomplete. Hunter Henry with a grab. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. A 10-yard pickup, and it's enough for a Charger first down. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
It's going to be a long day. It's going to be a long day. Check 24, check 24.
Hey, get on!
From the gun, Rivers able to get this to Gordon. They'll get a couple yards on that one, and it's a 2nd down. Now another timeout called for by the offense as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. So 2nd and 8 here after the pass play for 2 yards on 1st down. They'll throw again. Rivers. That's complete. It's Gordon. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. Chargers going to use their 3rd and final timeout, as it'll come with 36 ticks to go in half number 1. Rivers now rebounding nicely after the interception. He's hit 4 straight to start the drive. It's 1st down. Rivers again. He completes it to Henry. The completion good for 3, and it's 2nd down. That 1st down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Mackenzie Alexander with a pick. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Time for a final kneel down or a safe run, and then they can head to the locker room with a lead.
Yeah, or they can even run a screen. You know, something they feel is somewhat safe that might actually pop and turn into a big play. That's what you usually run in this situation.
Or go 4 verticals because why not?
Because you're feeling it, right? You're just feeling it.
Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half. This will probably be the last play of the quarter.
Watch the slant, watch the slant.
They'll keep it on the ground again here. And this will go as a short gain on what will be the final act of this first half. So we hit halftime with our visitors, the Vikings, taking the lead to the locker room. As we send you to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach? Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This is taken at the 3. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line.
The Chargers take over 1st and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
The Charger drive about to get going. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half and wanting more of that. Sure, you've got to go over some of the errors and clean up some things because there's a reason you're down. But overall, I think they want to stay positive, stay up with this team. We're just starting the second half, and we've got the football. Let's go ahead and punch it in, and then we'll take it from there.
See how that recipe works. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7.
Go Orange. Orange. Recon, 132 fighter.
Tighten up, tighten up.
Hey. Q.
Mike 55.
Done.
Now Rivers.
It's our time.
And a flag comes in as that one falls incomplete. Well, let's see who this is on. In the pocket, chucked it away. Flag comes down.
So you got to move a little bit, right? Know where you are on the field, have some awareness. Tackle to tackle. You got to get outside of that tackle box in order to get that done.
So now it's 3rd and long, because remember, they also lose it down on the grounding call.
Watch the run. Good sock, baby. That's a baby sock.
Back. Cluster. Hey, Charlie.
Mike 5-5, Mike 55, Mike 5-5.
Operating from the gun, Rivers. Benjamin's got it. Without the previous penalty, that would have been a first down. Instead, it's just a gain of 10.
That's certainly playing down in distance very well by the defense, isn't it? Take whatever you want underneath, by all means.
And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. That's fielded at the 8-yard line. A very good return there. Give him an even 20 yards. And the Vikings will take over here, 1st and 10. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They were able to get the ball back here, didn't surrender any points. Now they'll look to add to that lead.
How about the boost the defense gave them? Going right out on the field, shutting them down, not giving up any points, and turning the ball back over. They want to do their part now and show them a little respect and some gratitude by scoring some points.
And to get a little more cushion. Now Cousins completes it to the fullback, Ham. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard.
Now that's often a surprise for the defensive guys when they see the big fella slide out of the backfield and catch the ball. Not something they usually go over in practice very often.
Inside 4 minutes to go, 3rd quarter.
Let's go, tackle. Let's go. We got this. We got this. Out, 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 out. Hey, Ken. Hey, yo. Hey. High 7.
Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Cousins. He's got the first down and more inside the 40. A gain of 13. It's a first down.
It certainly feels like there are more stars at the tight end position than there were even 10 years ago. And I think it's become more of a glamour position because of the ways it can hurt a defense, and guys want to be involved. They can be in line, close to the line of scrimmage. They can split out like receivers. But hands, route running, speed, and some toughness to go across the middle, you put it all together, you got a heck of a tight end candidate.
Check 50, check 50. 48.
First down, here's the run with Cook. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38.
Right there.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run.
Hey, number 8's coming. Number 8's Mike. Single.
From the shotgun, it's Cousins. It's hauled in by Doxson. And he gets it down to the 32. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down. The 2nd down completion got him 7. Now here's 3rd and 3. They'll run it. Here's Cook. And that one going nowhere from the start as he's met in the backfield and goes backwards. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
Anytime you call an inside running play, you just know there should be a lot of congestion there. You're counting on your offensive line to take control of the line of scrimmage. That didn't happen in this case, and that play got bottled up.
Well, looking at it from a defensive perspective, that keeps the deficit very, very manageable. You know, all things considered, not a bad job on the defensive side. I
would say that you've pointed out something pretty good right there, and that is you actually have both sides happy with that exchange. You know, happy in quotes, of course. One team, hey, we've kept it within range. The other side saying, hey, we put points on the board and did stretch out the lead. Let's see how this one turns out.
Yeah, still bottom line, though, 3 points for the opening drive of the 3rd quarter. The Charger drive about to get going. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12.
Let's set a tone.
From the gun, Rivers. Pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring him down. Everson Griffin in there to get him. Sack number 14 for him on the year. So it's 3rd and long for the Chargers, and Rivers after the sack.
Come on, baby. Let's see what you got. Right there, 54.
Hey, ready,
Operating from the gun. Rivers caught. It's Dontrell Inman. And now a fumble. The ball's out. And the defense not able to get it. From a defensive perspective, what's that moment like when you realize the ball is loose?
It is a moment where all concentration goes right to the football. This is something you've talked about in all your preparation for the game. You probably talked about this training camp. Knock the ball free, take it away from the other team, and now you have that chance.
I'm going to hit you all.
There's a little bit of deflation when they end up recovering it.
They knocked it free, but couldn't take it away. Try to get one more in here before the quarter breaks.
Watch the screen, watch the screen. Watch the
2nd down and goal. Rivers gets it to Gordon. And he'll go down, and that will do it for the 3rd quarter of action. Back now at Dignity Health Sports Park in Carson. It's Charger football, but they trail here as we get going in quarter number 4. A lot of tired bodies on that field, but this is a big play, 3rd and goal. Try to power it ahead with Ron. And this effort won't be enough as they rally up to stop him a couple of yards short. Only a yard there, so it brings up 4th and goal.
Well, there was a trust factor in that call, turning and handing it to the big man in the backfield, trying to pick up the 1st down. But how about the defense? They were ready for him, and they were able to stop him.
So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. This is less than an extra point, just a 19-yard attempt. Badgley able to punch this one through. And that will cut this lead back down to 4 now. It's 17-13. So an interesting call there to take the 3. I mean, I guess they're thinking that their hands were tied, but, 4th quarter, that field goal might not help them that much in the end.
Yeah, eventually they're going to need the touchdown. The thinking must have been they didn't feel confident about picking it up there. Hoping maybe on defense they can get better field position, get a turnover, get a better play, and then they'll have a chance to attack the end zone.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They have the lead, obviously, late in the game. I guess the good news for them is if for some reason they would make a mistake, a field goal does the opposition no good.
Everyone loves to have a little bit of a cushion, and that helps you immeasurably. But the bottom line is, do all the things that you're taught in order to close out the game. Don't even let that become an issue.
Yeah, but it's still a one-possession game. This one not fully over yet. Second and 6, just inside the 30.
You don't want none. Hey, you don't want to see me.
They run with Cook. He's been busy tonight. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. That one, a 1st down pickup of 8.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
Burst seems just as good here in the 4th as it was way back in the 1st, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put a lot of time in the offseason and continues to condition during the season in order to continue to carry the ball at this rate.
Following the good run by Cook, here's another 1st and 10.
61, matchbox lights.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down. His carries tonight, they're getting up there, so maybe one of those every now and then is understandable.
I would agree with that. Understandable every now and then. Sometimes you come back and you fake it to him and go play action. But other times you say, okay, they got him on that one. We'll come back to him in another carry.
Tight ends Ringo. Tight ends on the Ringo. Tight ends on the Ringo. Hey, 4 down, 4 down.
Listen to me.
They'll try to throw now. Cousins. And this one complete to Smith. And this winds up a pickup of 2, maybe 2.5 to about the 39. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up 3rd down. One of the bigger plays in the game thus far, and the crowd getting into it as we come up on a big third down.
Watch 84. Watch 84. He's going. You better bring it. You better. Go. Let me know right.
Working out of the gun, Cousins. And he's caught on the sideline, but he's not going to have a first down. They say he was out of bounds, so a big call there that brings up fourth. Here's Britton Colquitt now as he's on to punt for Minnesota. And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. And this is going to carry well into the end zone for a touchback. The Charger drive about to get going. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But you also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
Now a nice play defensively on first down as this is knocked away and incomplete.
Well, we're not playing 3 yards in a cloud of dust football anymore. I kind of get why those old school coaches sometimes didn't want to throw the football. Because if it's popped up in the air, it almost turns into slow motion. And both sides trying to get to the football, and you're holding your breath wondering whether it's going to go good or bad for your team.
Don't get nervous. Mike 22.
A second down throw for Rivers.
He's not going to get it.
That's complete to Williams out of the backfield. That one a gain of 20 and a first down. Catch number 100 for his career right there, and it's good enough to keep the chains moving. Phillip Rivers, no stranger to fourth quarter comebacks. He's led the Chargers back to victory 26 times coming into this year. But work to do here if he wants to add another notch to the belt. First down, Rivers. He's going to air one out, and that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's second down.
Trying to erase that deficit all at once. One big shot. He took it. Unfortunately for him, incomplete.
Rivers incomplete on first down. Here's second and 10.
Mike 22, Mike 22.
Hey, Haywood.
He's trash. Let's go.
Mike 22, he's coming. 22's coming. Mike.
So we got man. Mike 22, Mike 22. Man, I got you. Man.
Hey, go orange.
Shit.
Orange.
Hey, switch gears.
Red Delta. Hey, seam 6.
To throw again, Rivers. And that'll be intercepted by the Pro Bowl safety Harrison Smith. And the return comes to a halt right at the 44-yard line.
All day.
Wow, between last week and this week, that's now 8 interceptions. 5 a week ago, now 3 here.
Well, he is so lucky that one of the defensive coordinators I played for, a man named Ken Donahue, is not there right now. Because he saw that happen during his coaching career, and he grabbed the quarterback in the midst of a streak like this and said, tell you what, son, why don't you throw it to the defensive guys, and let's see if our receivers can intercept it.
Well, he's got to figure something out because the current formula's not working. Got to figure now, after getting that turnover, they're just going to be happy to keep the ball on the ground, right?
This is where covering the football, taking care of the ball, all the ball security terms that have ever been used, they come into play for the guys on offense right now. Just take care of it, and they've got a good chance of ending up winning this game.
They run it again with Cook. And for one of the first times tonight, he's going to be held up at the line of scrimmage.
I know you feel that.
So the Vikings in possession of the football as we get you reset. They're facing a critical third down now as they try to hold on to this lead. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. And quickly we're going to get another stop here with 1:54 left as they call the timeout defensively. And here's a big one now. Trying to hold this lead. They're going to go for it here on 4th down.
Receiver. 49. 2. Come to my world. We want it. Come to my world. Hey, Foxtrot.
And the play clock is going to run out here. They're in no hurry to get a play off. And that'll be accepted, of course, and that moves them back 5. And a tough ask here. They're going to go for it on 4th down and 9.
You got nothing. Wide. Yo. Rose. Flare.
Cousins to throw for it on 4th. And this is taken in at the 5. Touchdown, Vikings. Stephon Diggs, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Vikings are going to widen that advantage. Bailey got the extra point, and the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Charger drive about to get going. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still on attack. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Danielle Hunter in there to take him down, and the clock will roll. Now they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21.
Hey, go orange. Hey, Zoo.
Rivers to throw it. In trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line. Danielle Hunter in there for sack number 22 on the year. And, folks, that's just a half sack shy now of Michael Strahan's record of 22.5 set in 2001.
0. Hey, Alpha. Mike 55. Hey, eat. Hey, we're pretty quiet, D. We're pretty quiet.
3rd and long for Rivers. And he's going to be taken down, sacked back at the 2. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. This would be one heck of a record if he makes this. Now the Chargers will use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 ticks to go in the football game. Here's Ty Long now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And he's able to get it out of there, and this is a pretty good kick. Let's take it inside his own 40. "51 yards on the punt there. And control of the football switching hands here with very little time remaining in this contest. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Only one timeout defensively, so this should just be a simple kneel down.
I agree totally. I looked at my time management chart. It says take a knee, victory formation. They just have one timeout left. And that should be...
Chargers able to get the pressure and bring him down. Now the Vikings will use the second of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just one remaining in this fourth quarter of play. Well, they're in some hot water now after that sack. It's 2nd and 21. On the give, running right is Howard. They get 14 back, but it leads now to a 3rd down. And now with 6 seconds remaining, they're going to burn their final timeout. The Vikings on 3rd down. They've had their troubles, just 1 for 6. This is 3rd and 7. Back to the ground, this time Cook. Cook stripped, the ball's out, and picked up by the Chargers. And now off to the races, down the right side. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Los Angeles. This defense, Charles, they needed some type of a spark to help get them back in this game. I think they just got their spark.
No doubt about it. And you know, that's all they discussed. How can we get ourselves moving again? How can we get our team going? This definitely qualifies.
Won't be enough, but here's a final chance at the extra point. And he missed it. It wouldn't have mattered. They were going to lose either way, but the game ends strangely on a missed PAT. Now, we thought we might have a good close game, and we did. Really came down to that final onside kick. They recovered it, but they would have had to return it. They were unable to do that, and that wrote an ending.
That is frustrating, isn't it? To execute an onside kick and get the ball, yet there's no payoff for them. Right now, they're probably in their locker room trying to comfort themselves with, the clock just ran out on us. We were right there.
So for Minnesota, they remain in the hunt for a first-round bye as they move to 11-3 on the year. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for the home team here, they fall to 8-6 with the loss. And they will try to get back in the swing of things next week on the road. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew here at EA Sports, I'm Brandon Gaudin saying so long, everybody.